Okay, so start of a new week. We've got some diamond cut wheels in. Don't normally do the diamond cut wheels. We can't get a genuine diamond cut finish. The only way to do that is with diamond cut lathe. I think the last time I checked, they are running at around £30,000 for a lathe. So they really are wheel specialists only. I have agreed to do these ones for the customer. He was really keen for us to get them done. So what we're going to do is replicate a diamond cut finish. We have essentially sanded back to bare metal, got rid of all the damage, as you can see. We'll be going over these with some epoxy. That's why they fail in the first place. It's clear coat straight over the top of a non-keyed surface, essentially, with the diamond cuts. So I don't know why manufacturers insist on using this method. They always fail. You look at a brand new Mercedes, brand new BMW, whatever, with diamond cuts. You know, only a couple of months in, if they get a chip, start failing. It goes from that chip and spreads outwards. So they look all right, I think, on some. Personally, it's just not really my preference anyway. But in any case, they have their place, I suppose. But yeah, in this instance, we're going to be epoxying these to start with, the corrosion resistance, and then we are going to be replicating the diamond cut, but with a painted finish. So I'll do the silver first, mask all the silver off, paint the darker silver, unmask everything and clear coat the whole lot. So it is quite a labour intensive process, but I still class this as an improve only sort of deal. So obviously you saw what state the wheels were in to start with. It is very much improve only, but it should be it's a permanent and long lasting solution because it has the epoxy on there to seal it all in. This customer is very keen for us to get them done, so trying to help out wherever I possibly can. See how they turn out, should be good. Hey guys, right, we're a little bit slow on the videos this week. It's been a busy old week again, as always. It's been a really hot week as well, so we've been struggling a little bit in the heats. But picking up with this one anyway, so just a standard repair on this, to be fair. The door was a little bit too bent out of shape, so we ended up getting a second-hand replacement one, which is what we do quite frequently on jobs like this. Obviously you've seen that in the previous clips, just slots on really nicely. It's just a lot easier to do things like that, and then obviously repaint the door inside and out, fit all the original trim pieces over, and yeah, it's the cheapest way of doing it for the customer, because this isn't going through insurance. This is just a private job, and it's already a reasonable chunk of the car that's being done. So again, we've not dropped the the bumper on this one or taken the lighter off or anything, just because we are trying to keep it as cheap as possible for the customer. It'll be fine like that as well. We've done this one quite a few times in the past now, actually. So yeah, good previous customer of mine. Trying to look after them as best as possible. But yeah, it's going to be the best way that we can do this for them. Like I said, whilst keeping the prices down as cheap as we can. Okay, it's the wet on wet, or some people call it sealer. That's on all the panels, including the back. Just helps a little bit with the adhesion and also for colour match. So for the colour match side of things, we've blended the sealer ever so slightly into the adjacent panels. Obviously that door's being resprayed in full, front and back. Blended the sealer a little bit that way, just again to help with the colour match. And then the actual paint will be blended out to about here-ish. And same with the door, a little bit further down. But we've got loads of blend space on this one, so it should be absolutely fine. It is a bit of a tricky colour to do this one, but a lot of different shades being thrown up on the system, but we spectroed it, should come out nice. Hey guys, a bit quiet on the video front recently. Just thought I'd show you what we're up to. I don't by any means put everything that we're working on into the videos. We're quite a busy shop recently, flat out busy actually, but anyway, just thought I'd show you this quickly. It's just your standard repair work on something like this. So the arches on this have actually been done before by someone else. I think they just took a 1K rattle can to it. So they're all reacting, peeling, really bad condition. You can see the extent that we've had to go to on some of these panels. Not all the way back to bare, but back to the factory paint at the very least. Get these into our sealer next, and then straight into colour, and straight onto clear then. Obviously with flash off times in between. Roof rails as well, typical corrosion areas. They were actually affected quite badly, but we've just taken those back to the bare metal where they need to be. Ever so slightly pitted still, but it'll just be an improve only sort of thing. And they'll be epoxied anyway, so they should be lasting. But yeah, like I said, a bit of a farm truck this one in any case, so it is just a tidy up, but should come out nice. then guys, back on the motorcycle fairing. I know it's been a little while since I've had this one on the channel, but we have done the plastic welding repairs. Obviously on the two top edges, it's all been repaired as well in the past, this one, which we didn't realise until we started doing it again. But yeah, plastic welding done on the top end. I think I said in one of the previous videos it did have some stress cracks here, so I've tried to localise it as best as I possibly can into this section here. Again, we're trying to preserve all these stickers. Obviously I've got to touch in the O, but hopefully we can get away with preserving the rest of it. It's going to be a bit tricky, but it's the easier way of doing this particular one, I think. And then obviously on the inside as well, we've had to, can't really see it very easily, we've had to tidy all that off the inside as well. The inside is all kind of stone guarded, or it's got a rough textured finish anyway from previous, so we'll replicate that afterwards. And all of the repairs that we've done on the inside will be hidden to a certain extent. Again, you can see where it was previously repaired. Quite a rough finish that they've got going on there, so hopefully we've smoothed it out a little bit better than that, and it'll be virtually unnoticeable once the textured finish goes on top. So yeah, bit of primer on this now. Go from there. Alright then guys, it's been a bit of a weird week in terms of what we've had going on, to be fair, so I think the videos this week are probably a little bit all over the place. Promise next week we will be back to reasonably normal service in terms of the YouTube videos. We've got quite a lot of work planned out on the two restoration projects that we've got in. The BMW, the CSI and the Hypersport. We'll be having a fair amount done to them next week, alongside everything else that we've got going on as well. I've shown quite a few bits and pieces more of the general everyday repair work this week. But yeah, back onto the restoration work for next week's videos. But just finishing this video off with what we've got going on at the moment. So, bicycle frame for my work neighbours actually, Ed and Kat, if you're watching this, hello. So this is all prepped, ready to go basically. So we've gone back to bare metal where it needed it to. It will all be epoxied and then obviously into colour and clear as per usual. The reason I've got these three jobs in the booth, actually, these are all going to a specific type of clear coat, the hardest and strongest clear coat that I've got in the shop. It does require a different bake time and bake cycle to everything else. The bumper's going into that purely because it's a solvent base. Paint was supplied from my customer, so that's going into solvent, which is why it's going into that one. And the motorcycle frame, obviously, motorcycle parts we do in the 505, which is the high-end stuff in any case. So that's just ready to sand back. And then obviously I've got to mask out all the decals and everything, like I said in previous videos, get that painted. At the same time as these three, the bike parts are going to be hung up from the ceiling vents. That's going to be the easiest way to do those ones. Always a tricky way to get around all these bits and pieces, but I think we'll have these three very first part of next week, they'll be done. I'll show you quickly what else is going on in the rest of the shop. If you hear any strange noises next door, I'll show you that as well in a few seconds. It's Mercedes. Lovely Mercedes actually, in for full detail and ceramic coat. And I've got another one next door, the same thing, just show you that, 2 seconds. So this one unfortunately has been to another body shop in the past. Front bumper was resprayed really poorly. Don't know how well it shows up on, yeah, you can even see it on the camera there. So the whole front bumper's in for a refurb. Front bonnet, what am I talking about? Bonnet, stone chips and everything, so we're doing that as well. Unfortunately, the whole of the side of the car has also been resprayed poorly. Again, you're probably not going to see a lot of this in the camera, but it's got runs, it's got nibs, it's got all sorts of things going on. It's got sanding scratches, it's got various areas up here where you can see reactions with the primer underneath. But that is underneath, so you can sometimes get away to a certain extent with polishing this sort of thing out. It's not the ideal way of doing things, but it will save the customer, in this instance, several £100s. I won't go into details, but basically we'll flat it all back, completely flat it back, 2000 it back, and then 3000, 8000, polish up, respray the front bumper, respray the bonnet, polish the rest of the car as well, and see if that's going to be good enough. That's the option that I've given him to start with, just to see if we can get it to a decent level, and yeah, go from there really. Right, so that's these two washed. Not decontaminated fully yet, but done the chemical decontamination, mechanicals to follow. Like I said, front bumper and bonnet's being redone on this one in any case, so we've not done too much cleaning wise on that one. This one's had a more thorough cleaning. And the wheels are going off to be refurbed as well. They're diamond cut on the outside, so they're going off to the specialist company to be refurbed. So we haven't needed to do much with that either. But yeah, cleaned up, ready to start next week. As you might have heard as well, this is our news. We've got one little addition to the shop. I'm not sure what he's going to do in terms of productivity. But meet Dino. Little character already he is. Anyway, that's where I'm going to leave you for this week, guys. Yeah, like I said, next week's video is going to be a little bit more back to normality, I think, and restoration work on the go, alongside all the other bits and pieces we've got. Coming to say hi? Hello. He's tiny. The camera doesn't show how tiny he is at the moment. But yeah, little character. Alright, catch you all next week.